It's time now for County-Wide, a presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. You'll hear about the interesting issues and happenings that affect all our lives. Here's today's County-Wide.
Well, good day, everybody. It is County-Wide. I'm Brad Miller, and we're happy to welcome into studio a first-time guest that I've not chatted with on County-Wide, Mike Marshal. And Mike is the Division Manager, Parks and Rec for the town of Camp Verde. Did I get that right?
Correct.
We've got a good start so far.
Yep,
I
so far.
got my business together. I called you because I saw something fun coming to the town of Camp Verde, and that is disc golf.
Yes.
You got a disc golf course on the drawing board in Camp Verde. Is that right?
Yeah, we're really excited about it. It's been something we've been trying to get underway for about 3 years, and we're finally got progress, and that we can see the light at the end of the tunnel there.
Well, I want to pull that apart and talk a little bit about that. The Touch a Truck event is coming up soon, and this is popular with kids of all ages, and I want to cover that on our program as well, another presentation of the Camp Verde Parks and Rec Department. Disc golf is becoming a big thing, and there are, do we call them courses, like golf courses?
Yep.
For anybody uninitiated, it's like golf, and you tell me if I'm wrong, it's like golf except with a disc.
It's very similar. As a matter of fact, the disc golf people would like you to refer to the other golf as ball golf versus disc golf, just to differentiate the two there.
Well, all right. Okay, all right. I can kind of understand that. But the similarities are there's big open spaces. It's going to have hazards and traps and difficulties like ball golf will have. And it seems like our terrain is perfect for that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is very similar. The holes are not holes. They're an upright post with a collection of chains that hang off it, and you hit the chains, and then the disc drops into the basket underneath it. They call it a basket.
Right.
That's how you get it in the hole, so to speak. But yeah, one of the advantages of the spot that we have, it has some elevation difference, which you'll be shooting uphill and downhill to the different baskets. Also, we've got a whole bunch of mesquite trees and other things that are in the way that you can have
Get around.
obstacles, got to go around. And frequently, the disc golfs will have a set of rules. You know, this one has to go to the left of that tree or to the right of that thing. Yeah, so it sometimes they can make it easier, sometimes they can make it harder. And they can also, there's a lot of flexibility in the course once it's installed, as opposed to a ball golf course. They can move the baskets around much easier than you can the hole on a regular ball golf course. So
interesting. Okay. Now there are courses. Flagstaff's had one for an awfully long time. Cottonwoods is somewhat newer.
Cottonwoods has been here for several years. I don't know exactly how long. That's down at Riverside Park in Cottonwood. It's been very popular. They have basically someone there almost all the time using it. And then Sedona just recently put one in within the last year, I'm going to say.
Okay, so we've got our train, we've got our Red Rocks, we've got wine, and now we've got disc golf.
Yeah, multiple disc golf.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I'm joking, but I'm not. It's going to be a draw, for folks in the Phoenix Valley that want to get up and get out and do the outdoor thing. I can't imagine anything more perfect.
Yeah. We've been in contact with our designer and some of the other stuff. A lot of the people on the Facebook group that we started are from other parts of the state that are interested in wanting to know when this is ready to play so they can come play, either on their way to Flagstaff or coming to the Verde Valley and doing the 3 courses here as part of a weekend trip to the Verde Valley. So there's a lot of interest in other parts of the state as well as our local people.
Well, it's become a rage so quickly. I mean, what is it? Paddleball?
Pickleball. Pickleball is all we have. We have that. We have 3 indoor pickleball courts in Camp Verde that are full anytime we're open for that.
There you go.
And we have plans for outdoor courts at the new sports complex as part of the expansions out there as funding is available for that.
That makes all the sense in the world. I can envision disc golf becoming popular with tournaments and purses, and really taking off and becoming a huge thing here as it is in other places already.
Yeah, there is a pro circuit for disc golf.
Sure.
I mean, it's up there. I'm one of the people that we talked with when we were doing the pre-design work is a part-time disc golf pro. I mean, he makes part of his money by traveling around, playing in tournaments, and they're sponsors from the disc golf companies and that kind of stuff. I mean, it's like any other popular sport.
Take a look for our audience. Just take a look on YouTube. Just put in the search engine disc golf. You'll get a really good idea because this is a little bit newer and it's much like golf. But it seems to me, and let's talk about the course that you're going to build. It seems like water is not going to be the same demand as ball golf is going to have, and you really with I keep wanting to say frisbees, and I know I'm not supposed to. So it's me saying frisbee, not Mike. If somebody slips up, that's me. But when you're playing with disc golf, you're not going to kind of need the fairways for the ball to roll and stuff, right?
Correct.
That's going to help.
One of the advantages to disc golf is that you can build it in areas that would not be suitable for other things.
Sure.
The Cottonwood course is in the river bottom, the floodplain, in amongst the trees. And ours is going to be in a flood control basin. We can't build structures in there. Yeah, we don't need fairways. Mm-hmm. We don't need grass. We don't need those kinds of things. We need some obstructions. The elevation difference is great. And we need the ability to shift around tee locations and pin locations or basket locations,
right.
Which is, again, one of the traits of that is, in our system, we're going to have to start with, we're going to have what they call an A and a B location for each basket so that the users can move from this pin location or basket location to another location by simply sliding it out of the ground mount, move it to another place.
Okay.
So you can redo the course every week if the operators wanted to do, hey, look,
sure.
Basket used to be 350 feet that way. Now it's 330 feet in a slightly different direction. There's an obstruction that's in the way that wasn't in the way with the other basket location.
So familiar but fresh.
Right.
Every time.
Right.
Do you design it with like the traditional golf that has like 9 holes, 18 holes?
Yeah, you can do. We're doing 18 holes.
Really?
Some places start with 9 holes. We're able to, with the town funding, to get started. We're starting with an 18-hole course. Plus, we'll have a practice pin or a basket location. And eventually, each hole will have 2 baskets, 2 tee locations,
okay.
a long and a short, basically.
Okay.
Novice like me, or a pro that's longer.
Right.
And then each of those baskets will have an alternate location that they can move to. So each hole will have basically 4 different possible locations for the baskets and 2 different locations for the tees to start off with. So again, you can mix it up based on skill level. You can mix it up based on how difficult you want it to be that day. And again, it's a fresh course on multiple occasions as opposed to it's the same old, I can do it from memory.
Gotcha. Total space-wise, are we talking the same? Like a golf course can have 500-600 yards from
Not quite as far as
pin.
that. It's a little bit less because it is thrown by hand.
Right.
To be honest, I don't remember the distances, but I think we're talking that 350 feet distances. The discs, as you mentioned, they use different weighted and sized discs, just like ball golf has different drivers and putters and stuff.
Really?
Yep. In disc golf, discs are different sizes and weights depending on whether you're trying to throw a driver long distance or whether you're trying to chip onto the green or whether you're trying to putt into the thing. So
this is awesome. I didn't know that, but
I didn't know
it
either.
kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Rather than changing in ball golf, the ball stays the same and the driver keeps changing.
Yeah.
In disc golf, the discs change depending on how far you want to throw,
Sure.
what direction you want to throw.
Sure.
That kind of stuff. So people can buy a starter set of discs,
Right.
and then like anything else, well, I want the graphite reinforced Kevlar disc that flies faster, straighter, curves reliably to the right, whatever it is that they need to do.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be a whole thing.
Yep.
It seems you can build water hazards because your disc will float, whereas your ball won't.
Yeah,
so
you could. Yeah.
Put those. Are you going to have like golf cart paths?
No, the area we're starting in, because it's going to go up and down a little bit, it will be more of a. It's not exactly a hike, but it'll be a little bit rougher for that. And that's again one of the advantages of the courses is you don't have to have cart paths. You don't have to have these fairways that are green and take up irrigation water and that kind of stuff.
And people want that exercise.
Yeah, again, it's a good way to get exercise. I mean, ours is when I was out doing the initial layout, I think going back and forth and nailing stakes and stuff, I think it was like a 3-mile hike for me around all of the things and back and forth and stuff. But And like ball golf, you can play 9 holes if you want. You say, I'm just going to do the front 9.
Sure.
I'm going to, cut across here. You can mix it up.
Sure.
With that kind of stuff.
Going to be a 19th hole with a full bar?
No, it's a municipal course. Mike. It's a municipal course, so it's on the town sports complex. But there will be the 19th hole. Will be the practice putting.
There you go.
With the beginning there.
Well, let's take a break. This is great. I love this. It's really taken off in popularity. Talking about disc golf at a new course is coming to the Camp Verde area. Flagstaff's got one, Cottonwood, Sedona with a fairly new one. It is going to be yet another terrific reason for folks who want to visit, for locals to get out and amuse, entertain, and educate themselves on this. It's not a new sport by any means. I can remember hearing about it years ago.
It's been around a long time.
But it's really taken off in popularity, and our local municipality is jumping up to respond. We'll take a short break. Our guest is Mike Marshall. Mike is division manager with the town of Camp Verde's Parks and Rec Department. We'll be back to Countywide right after this.
Life changes, then it changes again. Predicting the unexpected in life is impossible. That's why it's called unexpected. So when it comes to financial goals, our philosophy is don't predict, prepare. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Matthias Sandoval. A job loss, change in health, or a loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Call our office to schedule a face-to-face appointment.
Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Verde Solaire, your hometown heating, air conditioning, and plumbing company in the Verde Valley, and your trusted North Central Arizona Goodman dealer. Goodman is a name you can trust with the revolutionary Comfort Bridge technology factory installed into select Goodman gas furnaces and air handlers to ensure the entire system operates at peak energy efficient performance. Verde Solaire offers free in-home estimates, locally owned and operated since 1983. Visit them at verdesolaire.com. Better, cleaner, faster.
Let's talk. That's the message from Jonna Randall Murdoch, your local Farm Bureau agent, providing a personal touch when making insurance and financial decisions. Jonna will simplify your insurance needs while offering competitive pricing. Let's talk auto, home, life, and farm. Call Jonna at Farm Bureau today at 928-649-8686. Your Cottonwood Farm Bureau property and casualty insurance company. At Farm Bureau, they insure more than just farms.
We welcome you back to the program. It is Countywide. I'm Brad Miller, and a fun one today. Mike Marshall is here with the town of Camp Verde and the Parks and Rec Department undertaking a disc golf course. Now, you're not just some guys out with shovels and pushing dirt around. You hired a professional to oversee this and to make this a real attribute.
Right. I mean, we've been wanting to do this for about 3 years. We've had a perfect location at our new sports complex. The holdup has been a designer. We had a lot of people saying, I know a guy, or I can do it, and we just couldn't get it. I'm not qualified to design the course. Yeah. We needed to have someone who knew what they were doing. We got a gentleman called Dylan Gassaway, who's the president of the Tucson Disc Golf Association. I met him at Parks and Recreation Conference this past summer. We hired him to design the course. He's designed other courses. He's helped oversee construction of courses in the Tucson area. Once we got him on board and we could get it designed, then we reached out to the local community. He met with the disc golfers from the area, got feedback from them about, hey, this is what we like about the initial design. This is some adjustments we want to make. He created a Facebook page, the Camp Verde Disc Golf Group, which has over 140 members that people could have input. We did some survey on that, for instance, on what type of baskets we bought. We bought Prodigy T2 baskets, which are good baskets used by many other places. Okay. That was the favorite of everything. But like anything else, there were people on there, we got to have the Innova ones. You got to have this one. You got to have that one, which is like any other sport. You know, they have their favorites. They have their ones they feel are better than others. But without him to really get the design going, we couldn't reach out to the disc golf community to take the next step. Yeah, because we didn't have enough base foundation information to go from.
Well, that's the thing. As it grows in popularity, the disc golfers are going to become more discerning about what does work and what doesn't. You don't want to, come up short of what some of the expectations are compared to neighbors and whatnot and those kinds of things. But you want it to complement what is already in place and what is still to come as this sport continues to grow in popularity.
Yeah, that's correct. One of the things we're doing is we're going to be installing the first 18 baskets, the 18 holes, with input from the local community. And later on, after we can start playing that, we're going to fine-tune with their input, where should the tee pads actually be?
Okay.
Where should the alternate pin location for this basket be? We think that the tee pad should be here, and we think the alternate location should be here. Geez, we've played it for 4 or 5 weeks now. We should move that tee pad 6 feet to the left.
Okay.
Or make it 30 feet further or shorter. And again, this is the locals, the people who know what's going on, who can have that input, and we want them to have that input, that control, that ownership of, hey, this is the way it should be, to fine-tune that basic design that Dylan has come up with.
When you get people who are throwing that frisbee, that disc, around, a lot of us, if you're unfamiliar, just kind of out in the yard playing catch straight back and forth. But I mean, the way that they can curve that thing, the distances are incredible. Some of the marksmanship and the practice that has to go into that kind of stuff, people are going to want something that is a challenge, but also fun, and you'll want them to come back.
Yes, and that's
there's some real skill to this thing.
And that's the advantage to having the multiple pin locations, is you can make it easier or harder based on what that player is. And similar to ball golf. Ball golf has different tee locations. You can tee off further back or closer up. And this will just have that similar type of flexibility, the similar type of variation and challenge. And you can, we're hoping that we're going to get basically a group of volunteers who are operating the course. And like I've said, if they want to come out every Saturday morning and unpin the baskets, move them to the different locations, and mix it up and play it again that way, and they want to do that every Saturday, that's great.
Right.
Because you can do that. We'll have the alternate pin locations. Go out there, move it around, mix it up, longer, shorter, further to the left, further to the right, whatever it is, to make it more enjoyable for the people.
Where did this come from? Was this proposed by a citizen?
It's something we've been looking at. We realize that that's our job, to be aware of what's going on. We've had several people over the last few years that have reached out and suggested to us, asked about it. We have an employee at the library who hounds me regularly about it. My grandson was at summer camp this year, and they went down to the library once a week, and he did some disc golf stuff with them using a portable basket. And he instructed my grandson to say, every time you see your granddad, say we need a disc golf course.
Subtle pressure.
Yes, and not so subtle, I don't think, but definitely the pressure.
Okay, well, what is our? It sounds like I don't know if construction has begun. Certainly, work has begun. When is?
We've got it basically roughly laid out. We've bought all of the initial round of baskets and bases. What we're doing now is a little bit more fundraising. The town has put in about $10,000 into it.
Okay.
Right now, our immediate need is for some sponsorship and some donations for the base material, the concrete, the forms to put the stuff, the tubes in place. We're hoping to we've got a bunch of volunteers. We have a long-standing volunteer group in town called the Old Guys that's willing to help us out, plus the disc golf community. The intent is, hopefully, in the next few weeks, we can start to install the first round of baskets.
Okay.
Because you can play without a concrete tee pad. You can just say, hey, here's where the tee pad is.
Sure.
So once we start playing, then two things will happen. The interest level will go up, because there's more and more people involved, and hopefully the donations will follow along behind that, so that we can then get the concrete and forming to do the tee pads, the signage, those kinds of things.
All of those things.
And then also we can fine-tune it. Okay, where should the next pin location be? Where should the second tee pad be for this?
So very much a work in progress.
And we really want it to be driven by the users.
Yeah.
I am not a disc golf expert. I know to call it disc, but I am not. That's why the hold up until we got someone who was qualified to design the course and to guide us in some of this stuff. We didn't want to get the enthusiasm built up and not be able to deliver. Now we've got the design, we've got the funding, we've got the plan, so we can start making things make progress.
This is great. This is going to be so exciting, and we're thrilled that Camp Verde is jumping on board with the disc golf. Let's do this. We need to take a break, but I want to talk about an event coming right up here, the Touch a Truck on February 10th, and this is another presentation of Camp Verde Parks and Rec. We'll return with our guest, Mike Marshall, to Countywide right after this.
Life changes, then it changes again. Predicting the unexpected in life is impossible. That's why it's called unexpected. So when it comes to financial goals, our philosophy is don't predict, prepare. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Matthias Sandoval. A job loss, change in health, or a loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Call our office to schedule a face-to-face appointment.
Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing. Member SIPC.
Verde Solaire, your hometown heating, air conditioning, and plumbing company in the Verde Valley, and your trusted North Central Arizona Goodman dealer. Goodman is a name you can trust with the revolutionary Comfort Bridge technology factory installed into select Goodman gas furnaces and air handlers to ensure the entire system operates at peak energy efficient performance. Verde Solaire offers free in-home estimates, locally owned and operated since 1983. Visit them at verdesolaire.com. Better, cleaner, faster.
Let's talk. That's the message from Jonna Randall Murdoch, your local Farm Bureau agent providing a personal touch when making insurance and financial decisions. Jonna will simplify your insurance needs while offering competitive pricing. Let's talk auto, home, life, and farm. Call Jonna at Farm Bureau today at 928-649-8686. Your Cottonwood Farm Bureau property and casualty insurance company. At Farm Bureau, they insure more than just farms.
We welcome you back to the program Countywide. It's fun, Mike. We talk sometimes really heavy topics and items on here, and this is just plain old fun, and that's what Parks and Rec in Camp Verde excels at. The disc golf, we'll keep in touch with all of that as it develops and becomes a real thing. The construction underway, all of it coming together very quickly. But there's a fun event coming up on February 10th. Yavapai Broadcasting, thrilled to be a part of the Touch a Truck. Tell me what that is.
This is our second year with this. This was a brand new event last February. It was extremely popular. Basically, we get a biggest collection we can of big trucks, tractors, fancy cars, ATVs, fire trucks, big wreckers, dump trucks, graders, you name it. We have it at the sports complex Saturday the 10th from 11 to 3. Kids can come, get up close, climb on it, get their picture taken.
Kids lose their mind at this thing.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Little kids especially go nuts over this.
One of the big things that we have is we have a demonstration area where you can sit in the grandstands and you can see this in operation right in front of you.
Cool.
Because, kids see these kinds of things passing by on the road.
Right.
They see a brief glimpse of it at a construction site, a brief glimpse of it at a farm or something. Here, you can get up close and see it. You can see it in operation from start to finish in front of you. You can ask questions. A lot of the companies that are coming, they have free giveaways, hard hats.
Sure.
Or we got a bunch of toys and stuff like that for giveaway. We're going to actually have a sandbox that we have set up with toys and diggers, and you can dig in. The Kiwanis Club of Camp Verde will be there giving out free hot dogs. They did that last year.
Great.
We had about 2,500 people last year with
Wow.
our first round.
Holy cow, this is one day only?
Yeah, one day,
Oh my
February
gosh.
10th, 11 to 3 at the sports complex off of 260 in Camp Verde. And we expect somewhere in excess of 40 different vehicles
Cool.
of different types.
It's like
old military vehicles, you name it.
Your Tonka toy collection come to life.
Absolutely, yeah, and including things that you wouldn't think of. We got coming back. We have a person who has an old white hearse, very popular. Everybody thought that was the coolest thing ever to get up there and look at this old white hearse. Again, as adults, we forget sometimes that these things are fascinating to children.
Yeah.
They're big, they're
Yeah.
shiny, they
Yeah.
make noise, they move, they do things, and they don't see it up close.
Right.
I grew up, my grandfather had a construction company. I grew up, learned to drive a bulldozer when I was 11. Most kids don't have that.
Right.
They only see it driving by in the car briefly on the side of the road doing construction. This is a chance to get up and touch it and feel it and smell it and really enjoy it.
In a safe and educational environment.
Yep, they have a
Mike,
great time.
we're out of time. Give me a phone number, a website. What's the best way to reach out to Parks and Rec in Camp Verde?
The best way to reach out through us is through Facebook as
Okay.
far as getting information, Camp Verde Parks and Recreation on Facebook. You can go to the town's website, www.campverde.az.gov. Go to Parks and Rec and program registration. That will give you information on how to donate for these things. and what's going on. If you want to call us, you can call us 928-554-0820, extension 3. That rings all of our phones. So if you got a specific question about donating to the disc golf or more details about the Touch a Truck event, if you want to be on Touch a Truck, you can go to our website, visit KVRD.com, which also has event information there about Touch a Truck if you're looking for information. And it has a link if you want to come and show off whatever fancy vehicle you have there. We'd more than like, there's no fee for exhibitors to come and demonstrate. We just want you to bring your fun vehicle and show it off.
Going to be a lot of fun. Exciting things happening in Camp Verde, courtesy of the Parks and Rec Department. The Touch a Truck again, February 10th, 11 to 3, and we hope to see you there. It's countywide, and we'll see you next time.
This has been Countywide. Listen in each Tuesday and Thursday at this time. If you have a topic or guest idea that you'd like to suggest, email us, news@myradioplace.com.